address all of us. Make some noise and bring on the minority leader, Brother Kelvon Morris.
PNM coming. PNM coming. PNM coming.
Black Rock, oh Black Rock, good night, good night, good night. PNM family, how you doing? All right, we're looking good. Permit me to recognize our political leader of the Tobago Council, Brother Ansel Dennis. Of course, our chairman of the Tobago Council and our chairman for tonight's proceedings, Brother Larry Paul. Our current Member of Parliament for Tobago West and returning Member of Parliament for Tobago West come April 28, 2025, Mrs. Shamfa Ashaki Kujo Lewis. Of course, and I want to personally recognize and applaud the contribution of young Oshun Trim. And it just speaks to the excellence, youth excellence of the People's National Movement. Permit me to also recognize, I think I saw him earlier, a proud son of Black Rock, a proud son of Tobago West, and a proud son of Tobago, the Venerable Mr. Stanford Calendar. And of course, to each and every one of you, my PNM family, our executive members, Black Rock people gathered here this evening. Of course, as you would know, at one point in time before EBC intervened, I did represent this entire district of Black Rock, Wim, Spring Garden. And how I miss the people of Black Rock. And as we speak about representation, and this is what elections are all about. Because as you would know quite recently, well, just in 2021, you had an opportunity to elect representatives. And of course, in this electoral district of Plymouth Black Rock, you would have made a choice. And I'm sure if you are to now record or to basically report on the representation you are receiving, I am sure you will say, like the rest of Tobago, failure, failure, failure. And of course, it means that as we go forward in this election, again, you are faced with a choice. You have the choice of a known representative, Mrs. Shamfa Shaki Kujo Lewis, who has always been right here with us in Black Rock, in Wim, in Canaan, in Bethel, in Lekoto, all across the length and breadth of Tobago West. As a matter of fact, Mrs. Shamfa Shaki Kujo has fought for us so much in this electoral district that our secretary of this Tobago House of Assembly attempted to lock out right here in Black Rock. And therefore, it speaks to the difference between fighting and fighting up, because that was a prime example of the central government, through your area representative, bringing much needed opportunities to upskill, to learn, to train, and to enhance your skills. And here it was, in a situation where you, the people of Black Rock, you, the people of Tobago, were about to benefit. You had a member of the Tobago House of Assembly trying to derail and deny you from that opportunity. And that has been the record of this current TPP administration. every time this central government, led by, at the time, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, attempted to bring development to Tobago, at every juncture, they faced some level of obstruction, some level of the Tobago House of Assembly trying to deny and derail. I want to draw your minds back to the development, the international airport development at Crown Point. And now we are all very proud of that edifice. Very beautiful, magnificent structure that will herald in a new era in terms of tourism development for Tobago. But to complement that development, the central government was committed to building a first-class dual highway for the people of Tobago. You know what happened? This current administration, for one reason or the other, decided that we don't want the central government building that highway. They decided that they will build it for themselves. So where you had a situation at no additional cost to the Tobago House of Assembly, the central government was utilizing its own allocation to bring first-class road development to Tobago. And here it was, your THA standing in the way of that development. And they chose to do instead a road that started off at $65 million, and that road is now costing us over $100 million. And you hear time after time this administration saying to you, and you young people especially, we can't employ you because we have no money. But here it is, perfect example where you could have saved that $100 million, allow the central government to make that development on behalf of the people of Tobago, and then you would have had that money to do things like create job employment for you single mothers who are unable to access social security grants. You would have been able to get things like food card and your rental assistance grant. In Blackrock, for instance, I know many of you were terminated by this THA administration. Many of you at this point in time unable to provide for your family. That $100 million could have created opportunities to employ many Tobagonians, all these young fellas down at Table Peace and at Wim and at Bethel who are unable to get opportunities. That $100 million could have gone to helping you. But you know what? That $100 million instead was used, spirited away to a financier in the Trinidad. That financier in Trinidad brought up their trucks, their backhoe, all their equipments, all their workers, brought up all their materials. So in a situation where Tobago should have won, Tobago actually lost. And therefore tonight, I want to speak to you young people. Because you see, the PNM is putting out to you a number of opportunities. And it will require each and every one of us in Tobago to stand with Shamfa Ashaki Kujo Lewis in the west and Ayana Webster Roy in the east to ensure that the PNM can deliver on those plans. And when those plans and projects are brought to bear, we must stand with the PNM and ensure that there is no obstruction, no derailment of those projects. And one such project I want to speak to you, the people of Blackrock, especially about, is that Marriott project that is scheduled for Rocky Point, which is right outside your environment, your community. And that project, based on the information at hand, is estimated to create over 1,000 jobs. And I want to repeat that again, young people in BlackRock who believe that there's no reason why you should vote. The PNM is bringing to you a project that would create over 1,000 jobs. That means all of you now, all the best they can give you is 10 on and 10 off. The PNM will be creating sustainable jobs through that tourism project at Marriott at Rocky Point. That project would also bring in over 60 to 80 million US dollars into the Tobago economy. That is additional resources, additional income coming to you Tobagonians that will allow us to do more things for the development of you, the young people. We also have, and you heard the Prime Minister announce today, that he is coming to Tobago to talk along with the Chief Secretary and all the major stakeholders, to talk with the people from Sandals regarding the consideration for Sandals to return to the table regarding a project here in Tobago. And what does that mean for you, the young people in Tobago? That Sandals project, if it gets off the ground, will create over 2,000 direct jobs. And I did a research today. The basic job as a person working in Sandals, you go home with something over 1,200 US, close to 2,000 US dollars a month. That is close to 9,000 to 12,000 TT dollars a month. Think about that, young people. So when they're telling you about bellboys and all these kind of things, know that they are not seeking your interest. This Sandals project is also estimated to generate over $100 million a year, US a year, annually. This project will also create opportunities, downstream opportunities in the agricultural sector for you, the people in the entertainment sector, our orange economy. And therefore, as these projects come to fruition, as the PNM bring these opportunities to Tobago, we must stand with the people's national movement. And in case, as we talk about obstructionists, and I told you last night at Mongrace, that we have a Tobago House of Assembly led by Farley Chavez Augustine. And it seemed to me that they are serial liars. So going forward, on every presentation that I make, I will expose one of their lies. And quite recently, you would have heard the Chief Secretary, after they run Sandals, coming to tell you Tobagonians, well, nobody objected to Sandals, you know. We didn't object to the Sandals. Tonight I want to play a clip, because if you hear lie, that is a lie.
All right,
Mr. Producer.
And Tobagonians must get ready to stand up, go down by no man's land, go down by that estate, and stand against Sandals.
So, brothers and sisters, the same man who was telling you we weren't against Sandals, you hear lie?
that is right.
That is lie. And therefore, we have to be so careful of who we listen to. If it's one thing about the TPP and this Chief Secretary, if it's one thing they're good at, it's telling lies. They tell lies real good, real easy. And as I close and as I wrap up tonight, I just want to warn you Tobagonians that as this campaign go along, you will hear more and more lies coming from those on the other side. And therefore, this is the platform of truth. This is a platform of realness. And as I hand over to the other speakers, you will recognize that it's only the People's National Movement that you can trust. It is only the People's National Movement that has your interests at heart. And as I wrap up, I want to speak also to the People's National Movement members. Because you see, some of us may be carrying around feelings of hurt. Some of us may feel like we didn't get what we wanted in some way or somehow. And some of us may feel because it didn't work out for us that we are vexed. And because we are vexed, we will stay at home or we'll go on the other side. But how did that work out for us the last time? Because many of us who stayed at home and many of us who were vexed and thought that they would not come for us, as soon as they had an opportunity and got into government, they went seeking out everybody that looked PNM, that smelt PNM, that talked PNM, that perhaps even wore red, that looked like PNM, and they fired each and every one of us. So I'm encouraging you, my brothers and sisters, PNM family, let us come together. Let us see the bigger picture. This is about Trinidad and Tobago and saving Trinidad and Tobago. We have seen the work and the sacrifice of this People's National Movement government in very difficult times where gas prices are down. Global recession is everywhere throughout the world. Countries are experiencing recession. We are experiencing new threats where you are seeing this new government in the United States is going about a sort of foreign policy that is about me, America, and to care less about everybody else. And this presents new threats for us here in Trinidad and Tobago. You have seen the work in the energy sector. You have seen the work here from Minister Cudjoe, how she have utilized her ministry to ensure that we here in Tobago benefit. You have seen how we have navigated the COVID-19 and even the public sector, even when the country is still reeling from challenges economically. The government found a way to ensure it shared the pie with you. So don't chain up. If some are promising 10%, just today, all the leading economists is saying that that maths just not mathsing. So brothers and sisters, I know some of us might have issues, but I'm saying let us see the bigger picture. Let us see the work of this, the very reasonable, very credible, very rational and sober leadership and governance of this People's National Movement. And let us use that as a guide for us to make our decision come April 28th. So for you, my brothers and sisters in BlackRock, your candidate is Shamfa Shaki Cudjoe Lewis. And for you, my brothers and sisters in Tobago East, your candidate is Ayana Webster Roy. And I'm asking you for your undivided support, your unreserved support for Ayana in Tobago East and Shamfa in Tobago West. And as we do that voting in Tobago and we get the results in Trinidad and they all come in victory for the People's National Movement, we shall all gather, whether we are here in BlackRock, whether we are in Scarborough, Roxborough, Charlottesville, we shall gather together and shout, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, great is our God, and we have prevailed. I thank you.
Ready, ready, show me who ready, ready, show me who ready, ready. This is the time, this is the place. The future is here, no time to waste. We build on the strength of those who trod this road.